I'm Austin from KVRX 91.7 Austin, and we are here with Maps and Atlases. This is
Dave.
Aaron.
But for starters, I saw you guys at 21st Street Co-op.
Oh yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
Like 3 or 4 months ago. I have a question. Was that the craziest show you guys have ever played?
I would say it was in the top, definitely top 3.
Yeah, I'd say it's probably a contender for number 1. I don't know.
Yeah.
I was about like 5 rows back in front of you guys, and this was like me, like the entire show was crazy. What shows have you guys played that I guess rivaled that like atmosphere? Because I haven't seen anything like that.
Yeah, we played. One show I guess that's up there is a show we played in New York at this place called New York at War in Bushwick area. I guess it's like I don't know, whatever. But like, it was definitely a real surprise too. Like surprise turnout. It was just in a really small space and people were just getting really wild. And to put, I guess like one example of something that happened is that somebody actually got thrown full body on top of my head during the show, which is why actually my glasses got smashed and my guitar got knocked off like more than once, and like people were like jumping off speakers. This guy like grabs the microphone and proposed to his like girlfriend, and like people. It was just like
in the middle of your set.
Yeah, it was like wow. It was like but it was pretty much like it was like a lot like that show where it's kind of, and it's really funny because I feel like, we are like a band that has like the show. There's so much diversity like as far as like the way, like just the vibe of the shows, like throughout, you know what I mean? Like it's really cool though. I mean, like, like we, definitely love shows that are really exciting like that, as long as it's like nobody's gonna like get hurt or anything.
And your new record particularly, I feel like has a very like almost narrative structure. Was that intentional? Like I feel, sorry.
Yeah, no, sorry. Yeah, no, I really appreciate it. I appreciate that because I think that that is, it was intentional, I think, just in that, we kind of wanted to make a sort of classic record that had, like, that made sense as a full, not only, like, connected as a full piece of music, but also that had, like, the, I guess, balance of, sort of light and dark and, flowing and, like, sort of, like, really upbeat, and, like, like, just the different, just enough different, things on it, but that all like were within the same mood, like I think that, there were a lot of things that we wanted to do with the record, but we wanted it to be kind of, one piece of music.
Do you kind of consider Perch Patrick to be a concept record, or do you have any intent on, I guess, like pursuing that in the future? Because you seem to have been like your songwriting has been building up towards this, I guess this story, from what I can tell, just from what I can tell.
Oh, that's really interesting. I think that makes sense. I think both Aaron and I mean everybody, but we discussed like, especially early on, sort of having this sort of non-narrative, like linear writing style for the first like EP, and and I think that as the band progresses, it's like still sort of taking, what we learned from writing in that way, and still wanting to write, very visual and not necessarily, really overt, story, I guess, not necessarily having like this really like laid out story, that people can hear, but, experimenting a little bit more with having more of that narrative, and definitely Perch Patrick I think is the most like that so far, and I would definitely be interested if it made sense at some point to do like a really conceptual record. I don't know that Perch Patrick is necessarily a concept record in the classic sense, but I think that in that it didn't really have some specific outlying like concept of a story that the songs were all geared toward, but I think that there were larger concepts that like guided the process of making the record that I think helped in giving it that sort of balance,
Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm Austin. This is Dave and Aaron from Maps Analysis.
The nod.
Thanks for tuning in to KVRX Austin.